Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Wareham Planning Board meeting of Monday, June 22nd, 2026. The time is 6 p.m. and we are meeting in the Multi-Service Center, room 520 of the at 48 Marion Road, Wareham, Massachusetts. We are also available via Zoom at the link that is shown on the meeting agenda for tonight at the Planning Board's website, and we're also available online. So, call the meeting to order and do a roll call. All present.
Mike Baptiste here.
Carl Schultz here.
Sam Corbett here.
And Jane Gleason here, and I will make note that it is Mike's last meeting after 37 years on the board. We will miss him enormously.
Thank you for your service.
You guys won't miss me.
Oh, we will. You have no idea. We will.
You're the inside guy.
So we are waiting for Josh.
There's no minutes.
What's that?
There's no minutes on the agenda.
Not yet. Nope. We're working on cleaning that up. We have new staff and they're diving into it. So.
I was confused.
We did get a set sent out today.
Did we?
Yeah.
Three.
Oh, I did not see those.
But that's okay. It's good because I'm not ready to talk about
Yeah,
those.
okay.
So let's continue that.
Um,
That's the May 11th, 18th, and 8th.
Your
Julie,
mic's
Mike.
not on.
It's on. So that would be minutes May 8th, May 11th, sorry, 18th, and June 8th.
Okay.
So next meeting.
And we really need Josh here to talk about this first item under preliminary business.
I'm not sure. I move that we, so one of the things we requested, or I requested, was
Was
what
confirmation.
What is the source? And it flows from Mass General Law.
Yep.
It is.
However, if we do want to have discussion, clearly it says that a designate of the ZBA can sign their documents. That's what the law says. It says any board member
Yeah.
that
Yeah,
spends
any
money.
board member.
So,
Right.
so I move that we authorize the Director of Planning to review, approve, and sign departmental bills, invoices, payment vouchers, and related warrants related to planning board activities, subject to available appropriation, procurement requirements, and town financial policies.
Second.
Yeah, I would second that.
Yeah,
Great.
absolutely. To any further discussion?
Do you want to wait for Josh for that?
Probably.
I don't know that we need to.
Well,
No, I don't think it's
I mean,
going to change
maybe-
our vote.
I don't know if he has, oh, there
There
he
he
is.
is. I was just going to call you.
Yay, no worries. We just, we have a motion on the floor and a second to approve your,
With an amendment.
with
with
an
an
amendment. I'm going to reread my motion. I move that we authorize the Director of Planning to review, approve, and sign departmental bills, invoices, payment vouchers, and related warrants relative to planning board activities up to $25,000, subject to available appropriation, procurement requirements, and town financial policies.
Second.
any further discussion?
Yeah, so discussion, Josh, the reason I added that clause, because thank you very much for sending the Mass General Law.
Yeah, that's,
Clearly, under that Mass General Law, the chair of the or a member of the ZBA can sign bills or deputize you under that law. So I think our remit is planning board activities. That's where I feel comfortable authorizing the deputization.
That's perfect.
And you asked for 25,000 at the last meeting, so that's what I added.
I have one question. What if it's over 25?
Then it
Then-
needs to come back to us, I
to
believe.
us.
If it's over 25, the way that scenario plays out is either I provide a set of minutes of you guys taking a vote to approve such bill, and I get 3 of you to sign it.
Do we have that in writing somewhere?
We can add that to this.
Well, that's
no,
is that
that's-
That's the
that's
procedure.
MGL or is that a policy?
It's a policy, so I'd like it in writing.
Maybe we make another motion following this one. Would you be okay with that?
Sure. I want
Okay.
something on the record.
Yeah,
No, that's
okay.
what
Look back
we're
and
try-
say,
that's
this is
we're-
what we do.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah,
we're trying to
that
get.
makes
I
sense.
support that.
I mean, it was, I guess I would agree with that because I think it was unclear up till now.
Exactly.
And so that gives clarity to the whole picture.
So can we,
Up to
Process.
and then beyond.
Yeah.
can we vote on this?
let's vote on
Wait,
this.
Wait,
Correct.
with the question.
Okay.
So, and then to Sam's point, or your point, if we want to have the second motion, Josh, can you send us that policy document so that's part of our record?
I don't know that there's a policy document that exists.
Then how can it be a policy would be my rhetorical
That's why I
question.
want it on the record.
That would be
So you
my
can look back.
rhetorical
We can
question.
put it on the record, so.
We
Yeah.
could put, that's what I'm saying.
Let's
is
do
that
it.
We
Let's put
can
it on the
put it
record.
on record.
As our understanding of the
I
policy.
know what happens at town hall. I know the process that
That
I've been
you've
advised
been-
on.
Yeah,
I asked about policy. I was directed to the general law.
Okay.
Then we can vote today if he doesn't have a policy document. All right, so let's make.
If none of us are here, it can happen again.
Right.
What is the policy? If we vote on
right,
it, it's
so
on
if
the
we,
record.
right, so if we have this two-part policy, up to
Two-
25,000.
yeah, there's two
And then
motions.
25,001,
Yeah.
Correct.
25,
Right.
yeah.
Okay,
right.
so let's,
Vote on one.
the
First one.
motion that, let's do the motion that I made. We have a motion, a second,
So let's,
discussion.
yep, and let's
Is
take
there-
a vote.
Any more discussion?
No.
Okay. you can-
So let's take a vote.
Baptiste, aye.
Carl Schultz, aye.
Julie Moran, aye.
Sam Corbett, aye.
And Jane Gleason, aye.
Okay.
So,
So
500.
I move that for all bills over $35,000,
25,000.
25.
what did I say?
25.
You said 35.
25. You just said 35.
Oh, okay.
There's a
I'm
big gap
old.
there.
Over $25,000 are subject to the verbal policy reported by the Director of Planning, which is that he will bring said bill to a board meeting. We will review and vote on it based on his recommendation. He will then take those minutes. And are we going to sign the bill or the minutes, Josh? Which did you want us to sign?
Both.
Okay,
Okay.
so
Good answer.
Good answer, yeah.
we would take the bill and a copy of the minutes from this meeting and a copy of the minutes of the meeting where we authorized that spend. They would be attached to the bill
Bill.
and
And the bill
with,
paid.
and it would
Sign
be
it.
subject
Or
to.
the bill
three-
acted on.
It would be subject to majority approval.
Yeah.
And
Second.
did I get all that?
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Josh, were you happy with that motion?
That sounds good to me.
And hopefully our scribe can turn that into a motion that makes sense.
All in favor? All right, any discussion first? No?
That
Mike
sounds good.
Baptiste, aye.
Carl Schultz, aye.
Julie Moran, aye.
Sam Corbett, aye.
And chair votes aye, 500.
500. Okay.
Okay.
Madam Chair, if I
Yes.
could just briefly interrupt your meeting tonight. It's an important occasion tonight. It's Member Baptiste's last meeting after 36 years as a full member, and I
Except
believe
they gave me credit for 37.
37th as
37th.
another year as
Associate.
an associate. And I just wanted to say it's been interesting. I'm not going to say we've always gotten along. I'm not going to say we've always agreed on things. But he has the best interests of the town at heart. He's made me a better lawyer because if I can convince him, I can convince anybody. And I just wanted to say that, you know, it should be rough to some extent when we're going through these things because you're always going to have somebody who wants something, and then on the other side, you're going to have somebody who doesn't want that. And I've always said the planning board is the toughest board in town. I was a selectman for 10 years. I know that that's a difficult task too, but I think planning board is actually tougher. And for somebody to hang in there for 37 years is pretty amazing. So I just wanted to express my appreciation for Mr. Baptiste.
Here, here.
Enjoy your freedom. Have a good night, folks.
Thank you.
You.
Pete. Peter, are you going to speak to the issue here,
Which one?
the withdrawal?
It's not his project.
It's not his project, I don't think.
I've nothing on the agenda tonight,
Okay.
or I would want to.
I thought he was the counsel.
No.
No, I don't think so. So moving along to item 2 under preliminary business, discussion and possible vote to provide comment to the Town of Wareham Open Space and Recreation Plan, including authorization for the chair to execute any required letters or certification documents and to submit as appropriate.
So moved.
Second.
Yeah, second.
All in favor? Any
Make the
discussion?
FT
Well, any discussion? Oh,
Are
What's
you
gone?
okay?
Are we going to
Baptiste, aye.
comment? Are we going to discuss the
is there any
document?
discussion? Yeah.
Well, we haven't ever discussed the document.
No, we haven't.
So I can give you a background of the document,
That'd be
if you
good.
would enjoy that.
I read it.
Okay, so I'll tell you kind of how we got to this point. The open space committee was working on renewing, revising the open space plan. They put in a lot of effort to get there.
Yeah.
They submitted it to the state, and in the state's review of it, they said, hey, right now you're seeking a 7-year approval. If you add a couple extra things, we can give you a 10-year approval on in difference of the 7 years. Sorry, I'm having trouble finding my words. State comes, says, hey, if you add a couple things, we'll give you 10 years instead of 7. We teamed up with Serpid to get the additional items placed into the open space and recreation plan, and we resubmitted and we're going to resubmit it to the state. Upon the submittal is a requirement of the planning board to give a recommendation. That's why it's in front of you tonight.
Sorry, when do we have to have the recommendation submitted?
Well, I have a draft letter that I'm ready for Jane to sign.
Well, we haven't seen that even.
The letter is basically, well, tonight you're giving Jane the ability to sign the letter.
Well, that's why I stopped
Yeah,
and
right,
said,
that's why I backed up too. I have to admit, I've had so much on my plate.
Yeah.
I haven't gotten through this.
Yeah.
so what does your letter say? We have no comment?
It says the planning board recommends the approval of the open space plan.
Without comment or reservation?
If you would like.
No, I'm just saying,
Yeah.
there's no comment, there's no reservation, there's no,
Well, we can
Well,
add
we have
that
the ability to
if we
do that.
want,
I,
but we
I
haven't
read the document, but I don't have any.
any comments.
I did as well.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and,
long overdue, so
Yeah.
it's good.
yeah,
Yeah,
All right, so I'm okay. So
yeah.
the motion then needs to say, the authorization.
authorization for the chair to execute any required letters,
and that-
certification
Which,
documents.
and we have a letter that's been drafted.
It says
Well,
enclosed,
yeah.
please find.
I gotta finalize it, but yeah.
Basically, enclosed, please find letter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
You just
I'm-
copy us.
Yeah, of course.
All right, so I'm happy with the motion and the second
Yeah.
and the discussion, so.
All right, we'll go for a vote.
Mike Baptiste, aye.
Carl Schultz, aye.
Julie Moran, aye.
Sam Corbett, aye.
And I'm going to abstain because I haven't read the whole thing, so, but I think it's fine, but.
Yep.
I don't want to say I didn't read it and then vote yes. It just seems disingenuous. Moving on to item 3, continued public hearings. The first hearing is 26-9, 2838 Cranberry Highway for site plan review and a request to withdraw. Do we have anyone online?
Probably not.
Probably not, okay. So,
Did you just get a letter or?
I believe I forwarded you guys the email. It was an email.
So it's just an
to
email, okay.
Withdraw the application from the planning board review. Yep.
So if the applicant has a variance, he has a request for a building permit, which was denied subject to the variance and site plan review.
Yeah.
So he won't be able to get, he won't be able to build that project.
Not that project.
Correct.
He could build something as of right,
Yeah.
Yeah, no, but, okay,
but he
so,
could not build that project without coming
So that
before us
project
again.
relative to that number in the application is
and to be
unable to
clear,
finish.
if he withdraws, he can't resubmit for 2 years.
Well, it depends on how you will accept the
I'm,
withdrawal.
well, he's not here, so I
Yeah.
can't justify without
Without
prejudice.
prejudice.
Yes.
So
would
I
say
move that,
So the realistic way that this ends up playing out is he was going through site plan review to sell the property to the prospective buyer. That deal has fallen apart. So the likelihood of that exact same project coming before you for site plan review is unlikely. And
okay,
if there's material change in the site plan review application,
Then it's not 2
Then it-
years, he
then
can
it's a
come at
new
any
application.
time.
that's a new, that's fine, yeah.
Yeah, and we'll deal with that if
Yeah.
and when it appears.
the exact same application you just saw, yeah, if you deny it with prejudice, 2 years.
We don't have to say with prejudice, the law says,
The law says
Just-
denial.
Just say denial.
Right.
and my request would be if a new
withdrawal.
application comes in, that you advise us that it is in fact materially different.
Okay, got it.
Okay, so I move that we accept the applicant's request to withdraw 26-9, 2838 Cranberry Highway Site Plan Review.
Second.
Any more discussion?
No. Just as, I guess what I would say, the project relative to the site plan review, because we're discussing if something changes. So
Well,
the
it's-
project as submitted, the request for withdrawal of the project. Okay, just to clarify.
Well, yeah, the definition is 26-9,
That's right.
2838 Cranberry Highway. That
Right.
is the project.
Exactly.
And the 26-9 ties it specifically to that application and that exact,
And that
and that
plan-
exact
and that
use
plan
and,
set.
right,
Yeah.
exactly.
Just want to be clear in case there's a question later.
Yep.
Yep, okay.
So I guess,
So just while we're in discussion, just for clarification, the ZBA gave him a variance. That variance runs with the land, so that, nothing happens to the variance.
yes,
That-
nothing happens to that.
That is,
It just
goes
sits
with the
there.
land and it's there,
Well, if the variance isn't acted on.
within
we
a
could-
certain amount of
Right,
time.
there's,
It would
it's got a
expire.
sunset clause
Yeah,
on it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
the
also 2
statute's clear
years.
too.
All subject to Mass General Law.
Exactly.
Okay, I'm pretty clear.
Anybody else?
Good.
So all in favor?
Mike Baptiste, aye.
Carl Schultz, aye.
Julie Moran, aye.
Sam Corbett, aye.
And Jane Gleason, aye. Does that automatically close the public hearing, or do we need to close it?
You should close it.
Probably close it.
All right, I'll entertain a motion to close the public hearing.
So moved.
Second,
All in favor?
Mike Baptiste, aye.
Carl Schultz, aye.
Julie Moran, aye.
Sam Corbett, aye.
And Jane Gleason, aye.
0-0.
Yes, you may. Yeah, why don't you come up? Tell us your name and spell your last name.
Technically, we should walk back, closing the public hearing. Well, that's why. Please come forward. That's
Yeah.
okay. I move that we walk back momentarily, closing the public hearing.
Sorry, we will do that.
So my understanding is the applicant that's trying to get this permission, it's not really the landowner. He's selling the property, but the person buying the property is coming up in front of this board, basically.
So the,
So just let me just,
yeah, okay, keep
so
going.
now you're given a 2-year that who can't do it? Bill Bouchant or the owner? If an owner buys it tomorrow, he can reopen that application?
Not with the same plan.
Not with the same plan, right.
This, so it would be all after 2 years that he could sell this, or if he sells the
Oh,
property
he
now?
could sell the property anytime
He
he
can
wants.
sell it,
But
yeah.
that they can't come back within, if the new person buying the property comes back, can they come back within 2 years?
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
Okay,
with a
just-
different project,
What, not with the same project.
right.
That application is dead for 2 years. So.
It has to be a material change to what is being applied for. And the approval would run with the property, not with the owner. So it's immaterial who the owner is. It's about the project. And the project that
And the
was
land.
presented to us was very specific. And now that it's been withdrawn, the way it was withdrawn, they can't come back until 2 years have passed with that project. But they can come to us at any time with a different project on that same property.
Whether applicant or owner, whoever. it may
Regardless
be.
of who the owner is.
Yeah, doesn't matter.
So
Does
that's
that make sense?
Well, just an important, I'm going to summarize.
Okay.
Important, I asked the question about the variance, and I made the point, it runs with the land, not a person. So this application for a site plan review doesn't run with the owner or the applicant's name, it runs with the land. Okay, so.
There
the app-
again, one other question. Is there a procedure on how to deal with a piece of property of that? Now, right off the bat, zoning. Yep, okay. It all abuts wetland. Anybody bring anything up about conservation? You know what I mean? I don't understand. How can they go in front? Don't you think they should have conservation permission? You know what I mean? Before they go to variance or at least.
Wait, there's zoning bylaws, Josh, was a notice of intent filed and required for this?
No, the mechanism for reviewing the project is site plan review, which they had applied for. Under site plan review, there's a requirement that they have some type of determination from the Conservation Commission.
It's still in Article 15.
As well as any variances. So those two things would have to happen before we could complete our review.
Oh,
We can,
that's
we
what I'm
can
trying to-
do our
Yeah.
review simultaneously with those things, and it could come before us before it goes to those people, but we can't close it out and approve it until
Or
they
disapprove
have done their review.
So I'm going to just throw it off a little bit here. I'm going to say 40 years ago, I moved a house from Tempest, a garage, a 16 by 25 garage. I moved it from Tempest Knob down to Kingwood. So as I moved it, the Queen of Parkwood, Mrs. Sullivan, God rest her soul, called Henry Knight back in the day. Henry Knight came down, what are you doing? What do you got going
We
on
can't
here?
really speak to what happened 40
No,
years ago.
but I'm just saying that, he says, you gotta go get a permit to do that. So you're telling me I gotta take it back, but I don't have a permit. So I had to come up to the town hall, and they got a piece of paper on everybody who has to sign off. Does that happen?
Yes.
Oh, sure.
Yes.
That does still happen? I'm just,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would have happened in this application, we just never got that far.
So we never would have voted with the conditions, we can't deny it, site plan review, but we wouldn't have proceeded all the way to the vote or to the conditions without Concom saying, yes, we have jurisdiction, or no, we don't. So, and jurisdiction might be they would put conditions potentially on what they could do.
and
So-
there again, that last meeting, the two deaf people, they're going with over 8 years, and they haven't even got a stone turned, you know what I mean? They're not even gonna have an enjoyable life. I know there's rules and regulations, but those people have been fighting for that for over 8 years. And I just,
I don't want to discuss another application.
but if everybody, you know what I mean, they were asking them questions, did you get this, do you have that? You know what I mean? If they had that piece of paper, you know what I mean, it would answer everybody's question. I'm gonna leave now. But my name is Ross McKee, McKee. And
Mr. McKee, thank you for speaking, and I encourage you, please come to these meetings. We try and follow very clearly.
I'm gonna say one other thing. It is a school, I went to it. We're on school grounds. And what I asked about before, it's school grounds, and I don't think it should be.
Point of order.
Yeah.
We got to end this.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank
We
you.
have the
Thank you.
testimony.
Thank you.
I move that we close the public hearing at this point.
Second.
Yep.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Julie Moran, aye.
Sam Corbett, aye.
Jane Gleason, aye. Moving right along, item 4, 26-7, 0 Route 25, site plan review special permit, large-scale ground-mounted solar array. Good evening.
Good evening. Good evening.
If you could state your names and spell them for the record.
Sure. Aaron Hills, that's Aaron Hills, with Long Road Energy, 125 High Street, Boston.
Thank you.
Jonathan Clavens, Jonathan Klavens, Clavens Law Group, 420 Boylston Street, Boston.
Sarah McCarthy, MCCARTHY, from VHB.
Thank you. Madam Chair, before we proceed, a point of order.
Yes.
I'd like to read some documents into the record, please.
First, I'm going to swear them in.
Okay.
You raise
They
your right
they were
hand.
sworn in from the last. It continues.
If it continues, then never mind.
Doesn't it? It continues?
Does it continue?
I would assume so.
Okay, we're going to assume it does continue.
We swear to continue.
Thank you. Thank you.
But if you can swear them in if you want.
Yeah,
No,
we've never sworn in an applicant through multiple hearings.
Okay,
The first one.
all right, I'm good with that.
So since our last meeting, I've done some work. I've submitted some materials to the planning board through the planning office. If we read them into the record and that's approved, then I suggest we can send them to the applicant.
Okay.
I'm going to start at the back. I would like, and Mr. Cudera, I'm going to ask you to give me the title, but I would like to read your peer review into the record titled, just the title for the,
It's entitled Peer Review, dated June 22, 2026, from Allen and Major Associates.
thank you. I have two documents from Ms. Gleason that I would like to read into the record. Well, let me do the four. I did 4 documents. I did a review of the entire 3-year project history and created a document titled Official Record of the Planning Board Solar Project Proceedings. It was dated probably today. And it is a list of all of the video,
Got it.
YouTube video documents that I reviewed by date. And there were, how many of them? 22, 23, 24. 24 for the first application, 4 for application 1123, and up until today, 2 planning board and 1 zoning board meeting. So I'd like to read those into the record, and then I guess after today, we'll have this one added to the record and any future ones. So that was the first document. The second document was reviewing all of those materials and my notes and minutes. I prepared a draft input for the decision document, also dated today, that really is a summary of the project, procedural history as I understood it, some draft findings of fact. Please note in this document, it has the wrong, well, for the first application, it had the correct bylaws. So we have the bylaw, the version of the bylaws that each application, well, the first application was October 2019. The second application, after much discussion and review, was April of 2024. Is that correct?
In terms of the bylaw vintage?
Yes. We should get that correct. I'm noting that I was a little fuzzy in my document here. So, and I noted that. So for our final decision, we need to get exactly the document. That's all and then I did some draft conditions of approval. which are listed in there and will be available for your review. I did a revised version of that. The next document, before I get to that, was all key documents that I was able to infer from my review. I did ask at the last meeting that the applicant submit their belief that this is the official plan set of all of the required components by date, so I'm anticipating that would be added to the administrative record. And then I prepared an update to the draft decision document, and I got some additional findings of fact and conditions of approval.
And the procedural history was a little bit abbreviated. It looked
Right,
like.
yeah, so, but from that, we should be able to, along with whatever input you provide, we should have procedural history, we should have a record of all of the meetings, we should have a record of all documents, and then some specific conditions of approval, along with a note in here that we would adopt the standard conditions of approval. And then I want to read those into the record. I just have to find my email here, just so I can get the right title. Why can't I find this? Oh, because I'm in the wrong place. I just want to get all this on the record, so we're in good shape. Oh, Jane, where is your email?
You sure you want to read those in? Those were just grabbed from another project and just
No,
for
but
reference.
I use them for, so there was an example, findings of fact and conclusions at law from another solar project that we're using as a template. That was the
It was for 370 County.
370 County Road.
Right.
And then we have a standards document, which I believe Josh sent to you, standard conditions of approval that I'm proposing that we read, apply. And then at the last meeting, Josh sent you, the NREL record, the NREL document is listed in my documents. The document that Josh sent you, oh, and by the way, the Stantec, your Stantec, I do have the Stantec document, so it's in the record, and I reviewed it. But I did add the spreadsheet that I had developed after that, which was a detailed cost estimate. So that should be part of the record as well. Just part of the record, how we use it in the end. It's part of the findings of fact and for the document record. So those are the items I wanted read into the record, and now we can.
Yeah, thank you. You put a lot of work into putting
yeah.
this all together.
We all did. It's been a long, hopefully positive journey.
So we just got,
So just a quick, did you come up with the authoritative list of application documents and plan sets?
Yes, so what we did is we took the 370 County Road decision, which we thought was the last very fulsome decision that this board was comfortable with. And we just adapted that for this project fully. So everything from introduction all the way to the section 8.0. I actually changed the
numbering might change, but
yeah.
well, I changed the name from
That's a good idea.
exhibits to record,
okay.
in line with what you were just saying. What
Right.
what is the record for the proceeding? And not only that, but we also created a red line comparison to the
Okay.
370 County Road decision that we also sent to Josh, and I gather Josh circulated to you.
Did we get that? I don't remember seeing it. Did you send that to us?
I didn't give you the red line, I gave you the final document.
Clean.
Yeah, this,
Where is that? Oh, you just handed it to us.
Yeah, this is
I
it.
emailed it out earlier, but
Earlier today?
Yeah.
Oh, I haven't seen
How
it.
late
yet.
did
Okay, I have it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you for doing that.
Okay. Well, we do have the Josh has the red line for reference, and as do I in front of me, so that if you want to know exactly how anything corresponds with the
Great.
370 County Road decision, we can do it. Obviously, the introduction, procedural history, proposed use are largely a reflection of what VHB prepared in its cover letter in the resubmitted application, the amended site plan on March 5th. And then the findings track pretty closely to what the board did for 370 County Road. Again, I could explain exactly how it differs. The conditions track even more closely to 370 County Road, and they're, as needed, I can walk through, each and every variation that we've suggested. Some of which was, for example, Mr. Schultz had asked me to go through the prior meeting notes and find instances where the applicant committed to undertake certain things that would be incorporated as conditions. I only found two. One was the pre-construction confirmation test pits for groundwater levels, which was already in one of the general conditions
Right.
for the 370 County Road project. And then the second one was the commitment to recycle solar modules upon decommissioning, and we added that, as we had promised to do.
Thank you. So, Madam Chair, through you to the applicant, because I spent a lot of time on that material, as did Julie, and what was your experienced thoughts about the format, content, and structure of that document?
It works, and you were comfortable with it. And
No, I'm asking for we're trying to get better, so I'm asking what your thoughts were.
Your professional opinion.
yeah, you laid out findings. The findings were related to bylaw standards, and then the conditions were laid out at great length and nicely organized by project topic. So, looked like a well-constructed decision.
Okay, so you don't have any recommendations for improvement for future projects?
We did actually make some improvements. For example, as I explained to Josh, there was one condition where the board was very nicely trying to lay out in some detail the process for review of proposed changes following approval, and whether it be a minor change or a major change, and what the process was, and what the role of the planning director would be. I noticed there were some words missing, so I supplied what I thought was the intent. We have no stake in it. I was just trying to
Thank you.
fulfill whatever the intent I picked up was.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, hopefully it was useful.
Yeah.
I would say just the only thing to add is one of the more comprehensive documents of this type I've seen. So it's
We've had some practice.
A little bit.
it is a robust document.
Thank you.
Thank you, Carl.
Well, no,
Yeah, thank
Yeah.
you.
we also
Thank
can,
you.
some of that credit goes back to Tracer Lane. I read the Tracer Lane, just, the attorney on that application did a lot of work, which I kind of learned from.
So happy to answer any questions that the board has.
A&M's, I think,
Yeah,
Allen Majors had two
yeah,
recommendations.
Allen and Major's letter came into us.
On page 3, there's two recommendations.
Two conditions.
We just reviewed that. Came to us all by email as we were driving down, so
Yeah.
we just looked at it in real time.
They were better,
But,
closer than us.
But fortunately, it was a very short document, and there were only two recommended conditions. One was relating to the report calls it soil testing, but I think it's really meant to be groundwater testing, because it's about the integrity of the stormwater management system.
Yeah.
Mr. Cordero,
Test pits.
Just-
So I think we're all on the same area in terms of the intent of it, which is
Yeah.
to confirm groundwater through the
Yeah.
conducting of test pits in the location of their stormwater management
Okay.
areas.
Yeah.
okay.
Madam Chair, would you permit me to read one of the existing conditions to Phil, to just make sure it...
Yes.
Yeah, there's
So
one with
condition
stormwater.
43D,
Right.
and this is verbatim from the 370 County Road decision, says, after clearing is complete and high groundwater elevations have been confirmed, the planning board's representative will witness groundwater elevations with test pits prior to final approval of the stormwater system so that proper separation from groundwater levels is achieved. Does that cover?
Madam Chair, that's certainly fine. That is the intent.
Okay. All right, so it looks like that's covered in the,
Number 1, okay.
And I believe in the standards, we required as-built plans, I believe. Is the wording that Phil gave us consistent with what we ended up in the
I believe so. The 370 County Road decision, and we ported this over wholesale, condition 14, at least in our draft,
Yeah.
yeah, as-built, there you
says,
go.
upon completion, an as-built plan is
As-built.
to be submitted, endorsed by a professional land surveyor, accompanied by a statement by the engineer of record. Project has been built in substantial compliance with the approved plans, or note areas of variation. So I think that covers it.
Yeah, I
And
think
the
so.
intent there was, we recognize the reality of construction projects, and no
Thanks.
plan survives first day in battle, so,
Okay,
That's pretty accurate.
good.
That's a good
So
metaphor.
we're covered.
Yeah,
1 and 2 are in.
so I think those are
Yeah,
both,
that was it.
both
That was my
covered in the
comment.
conditions. So, any other concerns floating out there? Anybody? Do we have anybody online, John, who wants to speak?
No one has raised their hand at this time.
So, we were waiting for the paperwork to be done from the ZBA, and that has been done.
okay, so one of the conditions that I added, which probably may not have been in your document, hang on, let me go back to mine, which I would like, roughly it says, you have to comply with their conditions. I mean, I wrote better words, but you have to comply with that.
Yeah.
And we got the pollinator mix was included in the standards. That was one. So so the only other thing that probably was not in the 370 is compliance with the variance order, which needs to be added.
Rome 3, 2 in yours, right, Carl?
Yes.
Yes, okay.
What was it, 3-2?
Yeah, it's project must adhere to all conditions and dimensions specified in the ZBA variance case 26-06. Any deviation from these dimensions shall require further board review.
So does that not appear in the,
That was not would not have been in 370 or the
Correct.
standard.
Right.
and was not in,
Well, I haven't read that, so, but it would, if they copied the 370, it would not have been in 370 because they didn't need a variance.
so 3,
Yeah, I didn't see it.
the updated ones, it's
there-
item 3-2.
If I might add,
3A2.
Yeah.
observation. So condition 8 is the applicant shall comply with all bylaws, rules and regulations of the town planning board, as may be amended from time to time, and the approvals and conditions of all town boards, commissions, and the water district.
That covers it.
The approvals
And then
in there
some.
and the conditions.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have no problem mentioning it specifically, but it is already covered generally.
Do you agree? Chuck?
I would say that it's already covered. I mean, the fact, they won't even get a building permit unless they have the variance in hand anyway. And I will go on to say the zoning board did approve the variance We're just waiting on the clerk of the zoning board to sign the document so we can certify it with the clerk.
Right, and that's why I didn't include any language from that, because I don't have the final language.
Yeah, and you did recite on number 11 that the zoning board granted the dimensional variances, so at least, so we are referencing that, and it's a defined term.
Correct.
Okay.
Madam Chair, I do have one individual online.
Well, one moment, John. Another thing that would not have been in 370, did you discuss the utility easement maintenance? I think we talked about, we had lots of discussions about the easement, and I assume you came to agreement with the town about the easement for the underground distribution line, and I just said that the condition was that you were going to ensure that the installation of that doesn't impede access for other legal easement holders during critical agricultural periods. So that was item 6B6 in my one of my documents. Erosion control was in the standards. And then the only other question is, did we we're going to go with the Stantec plan, Josh, for decommissioning and the number in the Stantec plan? Did you see any material differences with my cost estimate? I mean, it probably would have come out a different number, but did you have any?
What Josh sent us following the June 8th meeting was several examples of a table provided with respect to another project.
Yes.
That we interpreted as an intended standard statement of work for preparation of a decommissioning cost estimate.
As an approach to using just a number from the NREL standard, you could do the math from NREL, or you could approach it with a detailed cost estimate, which is more detailed than what most applicants provide. So,
right, and not just detailed, but apples to apples.
Yes,
Detailed,
yes.
so that you can compare project to project. So we asked Stantec to follow that very, very closely, and they did. So table 3 of their revised decommissioning report looks very much like that sample that we were provided. One additional light item that Stantec added, even though it's not apples to apples, is the recycling cost, because that's the extra commitment that we made.
So
we wanted to be sure.
Oh, there's a cost to you to recycle?
I can't remember offhand.
Oh, so you put in, at least in the estimate, you allowed for that possibility?
Correct. Well, at a minimum, we have to allow for freight to get them back to the recycling facility.
Okay, good. Thank you.
So are we using the new number?
That's what I proposed.
Are we always going to use that in the future?
My recommendation, and we don't have to solve it here, I believe that in our discussion, we were evolving to, we'll give the applicant 2 approaches. You want a simple math, you can use the calculation from NREL based on, DC, not watts, but megawatts, yeah. Or you want to do a cost analysis. It's got to be way more detailed than 5 items like the truck and the couple of pillars. And I did some test comparisons, and the 2 standards came close enough for me to be comfortable. They weren't exact, but they were way different than some of the applications which said, okay, $75,000 for decommissioning, which I don't think any of us have enough experience yet to know what the right number is. But and then we have a 5-year review, so if the industry knows a ton of better stuff, we can come back and deal with that.
Well, and we found that recycling facilities are few and far between at the moment, but in 25 years, there are going to be a lot of panels coming online for recycling.
Yeah.
So
What we don't want to do is encourage the continued practice that's going on now is just throwing them into landfills. That just doesn't seem like, it seems counter to the whole intention of
Solar.
Even though, well, let's not get into the mining aspect
Yes, that's
of.
not.
Oh, and then the other condition that I added, I don't know, it wasn't really a condition, it was just an understanding that if you do come back with the battery component in the future, I wanted the document to say, we all agree that would be a major modification. I think it would be found as, nobody would assume it wouldn't be, but I was being explicit.
Acknowledgement, yes, that it is.
And it's something that can happen, but it is a modification to the plan, and it would be a major modification to the plan, requiring a public
And it
hearing.
might not be these people sitting here the next time around.
Right. And there is a condition already. First of all, no objection to that, but there is a condition already that we carried over from 370 County Road that says no battery energy storage.
That for this application, and then I went further to say, anticipating that someday
Yeah.
that may be, but that would be a major
If there are
modification.
different people sitting there for this project.
Yes.
But certainly my interpretation would be if there's an express prohibition, trying to overcome that express prohibition would be a major modification.
Yes, that's what I was just trying to be clear.
Yeah.
Reiteration of
alignment.
that because
Yep,
it's
that's
such
fine.
a sensitive point.
Okay, so I'm done with my discussion, Madam Chair. If you want to go to the ether.
Yeah, let's go to the ether. Hello, Kathy Papalardo, if you want to speak. Floor is
It's
yours.
actually Nancy McHale.
Hi, Nancy.
Thank you very much. Excuse me, sorry. I didn't have time to realize that you guys had actually put into the language saying that there were no batteries, and I applaud that. Absolutely, that prohibition is tantamount to having it in that location. It seems like there's a lot of little devil in the details sorts of things that you are doing or talking about, like the waiting for the ZBA signed variance, putting in the extensive documents that Carl has put together for the timeline, and double checking the engineer's review. So I know you're all very anxious to get this wrapped up and closed tonight, but I would hope that you can extend it for at least another 2 weeks so that everybody has a chance to read it and all those I's get dotted and T's crossed. But thank you very much for working on this and making it as palatable as possible for the entire community. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So, as far as contrary to what Kathy just said, as far as I understand, the ZBA's decision has been voted on by the ZBA and approved,
Correct.
and it's been signed by all but one person.
They only require one signature.
They only require one signature, okay. So we're waiting for that. So,
Which will,
We don't need to wait for that. It's just a condition.
right.
Yeah.
right, and I feel that there's some
So,
time crunch here of getting to a vote when we've got 5 members here.
yes, so Madam Chair, if we delay this decision to July, first of all, we'll lose one
Lose
member.
Mike, right,
And
and you are gone for,
And I'm gone.
Yep.
So we would not be able to get a supermajority,
Yeah.
possibly at that next meeting.
right, and where the ZBA has already voted on that, and the decision has been written, it's just awaiting a signature, and it's a coordination thing, it's not a desire thing.
I appreciate Nancy
Yes.
sharing her thoughts. I reviewed it. I feel that we are moving closer to taking conditions, elaborating on them, expanding on them, and I see this as another step forward. I feel it's very comprehensive, and we've learned a lot in all the projects, and I think this reflects that.
And with this supporting Ms. Moran, with this being the second solar application that we've used this, I think that if the town got another solar application, the first thing the planning director should do would be to hand them these two decision documents and say, this is
what you're going to be able
This
to
is the
get.
baseline.
And by the way,
Yeah.
if you come in with an application that looks like this, you could probably get it done in one meeting.
Yeah.
We don't need,
Unlikely, but
Yeah.
Don't promise
Well,
okay, but
Yeah.
it shouldn't
Less than
take-
4 years.
Well,
If we all have a common understanding of what the town wants,
Yeah.
we know what the state wants,
It might not be up to you guys anyway on how quickly these things get resolved.
Yeah.
Come October.
well, and I think,
Come October, it's 12 months. That's
right, well, that's what I meant, so
Right.
that's what I'm saying, we need to be able to be ready to get this done before the state's gonna step in and take it away from us. And
and
if,
I also think a number of these conditions reflect contributions from Ms. McHale, who just spoke with us. I feel like we have listened, applicants have listened. So for myself, I don't have any more myself asking for anything more than what's here, because I
unless
think
we
it's
learn something new,
comprehensive.
unless something
yeah,
Yes,
this has
exactly.
been developed over
Exactly.
numerous projects.
Right.
So
So-
I think that it has been developed incrementally and
Exactly.
tweaked and twisted and turned and,
Why should we close the hearing?
well, I was leaving that up to the board to see what I feel comfortable with the ZBA's decision being written, just needing a signature. It's already been voted on. I'm comfortable with that. And with all of the documentation, including this,
Right.
I feel
I
comfortable.
make a motion, we close the public hearing.
Second,
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Mike Baptiste, aye.
with the understanding that if we did not and we were to proceed, the board would be hamstrung, and the applicant, if we didn't have a supermajority, then we'll be in violation of the remand,
Yeah.
and we don't want to do that. We're not trying to make, so listening to Ms. Moran, listening to the discussion, hearing the concerns of the citizens, I think we've done the best we can
I agree.
at this point, and I support closing the public hearing.
So that's an aye.
Yes, aye.
aye.
Sam Corbett, aye.
And Jane Gleason, aye. So the public hearing is closed, and all that remains is for a vote.
Normally, we would have 60 days to deliberate, but I think with what the applicant has submitted, did you hear anything? My procedural history, we can compare it, but we could still vote up or down and still have time to fix any gaps in procedural history or the record.
Yeah, historically, we have voted to approve or disapprove a project pending the conditions.
Right. But I think we
And
have
had
a-
the 60 days, but we decided to hold the public hearing open and started the process of putting these together. We held the hearing open because we were waiting for the ZBA's vote and their decision. And so that's been done, and we've closed the public hearing, but we've done most of the legwork on
Right.
this.
And
Plus, we had a good starting point. We started ahead of the game.
Yeah. So in acknowledgement of the citizens' concern, we still have the opportunity to refine any wording errors or gaps in the decision document. We just can't take any new input. That's all.
Right.
Right.
Correct.
We can approve pending completion of the conditions, and I would add that there are a whole bunch of dates that are about this approval
Right.
process that need to be added to this. So
Correct.
yes, there are still some things to,
Highlighted
If I
things.
might, we're happy to run through the document with you today. We can spend as long as you'd like. In our draft, we highlighted in yellow and in brackets
Sorry.
the relatively few instances that
Yeah.
needed to be filled in. And we can go, you know,
It's
through it at any length as you wish.
I'm
comfortable with.
I'm
what-
familiar with the standards.
Yeah.
I trust where you say that you followed the standards. I'm going to read it,
Yeah.
but, and Josh, you just need to go through and make sure we get all the dates right. And I'm sure you did an excellent job, but, Phil, do you have any concerns with
Nope.
where we're at?
I'm feeling pretty comfortable that we don't need to go through it line by line.
I was thrilled when you
Oh.
said, oh, we took the 370 document and, oh, great.
Yeah,
That-
yeah.
Spent a lot of time on that one.
Yeah.
When you see the red line, that should also save you a lot of time knowing what's holding up,
What was changed?
what deviates.
Yeah.
In terms of the process you're contemplating, you know, from now, is the idea that Josh will help refine the decision and, but you'll have made the decisions tonight on substance.
That, I believe, is what the chair has recommended,
Yeah,
as I understand it.
yeah.
I think maybe the biggest difference I see between what you've submitted and what the applicant has submitted is really you just call out all the times they came in front of you by date. And I guess, not my argument, but the realization, I guess, on that point is you guys had taken a vote to incorporate all those dates into this hearing anyway. So if there was ever a question of, you know, when they came or when they came to us, you guys have incorporated that by vote
Record.
anyway. I don't know that you need to,
It's in the record now, so
Need to
whether it
list them
gets
all.
attached to the
Yeah, right.
decision document or
Right.
not.
Right.
I hate to say it, but it's almost maybe a waste of paper to include them all by reference. Just,
But
it,
I'm open either way. What I don't want to have is, like we had a meeting 2 weeks ago, and it turns out the board never voted to include
Conditions.
conditions.
Additions,
Or something.
yeah.
yeah, and I can safely say that won't happen with this application. But I think referencing just the meetings that you had, I mean, you know, part of the decision that was drafted was acknowledging you've incorporated everything, and here's the procedural history of where we're at today. I think you can move forward without incorporating your list, although I'm sure it took you a while to put it together.
Yeah, but it's in the it's in the record now and really
Recognition
useful.
of that included.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that is true. You did read this
Yeah.
list into the record earlier in the meeting, so.
yes.
I'm satisfied with that.
Okay.
So,
Motion?
are you looking for a motion?
Yeah,
So we have to take two motions, I think. Or can we do one? Because it's a site plan review and a special
Special
permit. Is
permit.
it one motion or two?
Always handled it as site plan review special permit.
so one.
Okay.
One, yeah.
So I move that the board approve 26-7, 0 Route 25, site plan review, special permit for a large-scale ground-mounted solar array on the property address in the application. I don't have it in front of me.
0 Route 25.
With zero, but it has map and lot references, and things like that. So I move that we, subject to the findings of fact and conditions of approval broadly discussed thus far.
Second.
I think we've discussed this a fair amount already. All in favor?
Mike Baptiste, aye.
Carl Schultz, aye.
Julie Moran, aye.
Sam Corbett, aye.
And Jane Gleason, aye.
Anybody bring champagne?
So how it took
How
us
long
6
is it?
years, 6 years, it started in 21, right? 2021? I think
Oh, my
the
heavens.
first document in my
We hadn't
record was
even-
in 2021, so.
Well, we thank you for your patience and constructive engagement. We really appreciate it and look forward to making this a good project.
Likewise.
Thank you.
Yeah, no, thank you for the consideration. I wasn't here the whole time, but I was here for the stretch.
Well, and even Attorney Clevens wasn't here the whole time. Betsy started, right?
Yeah.
You have the largest. No, I was here. Mike was here. Sam was here.
I wasn't even here.
I wasn't until
Wareham.
21. You were here for the whole thing.
I was here for the whole thing. Yeah.
Mike was here for the whole thing. Sam was here for the whole thing. Yeah. Julie
me.
and I
John
were-
was here.
John was.
John.
The hand comes up.
Madam Chair, out of respect to Mr. Baptiste's time, would the planning board be willing to take a 15-minute recess? I can make the minor edit and
And
put
we
in the
can sign
dates and get the signature taken care of.
I would entertain that.
So then I don't have to ask Kim and Carl to come back at
There you go.
a potential
Get it
later
done.
date to.
Not going to be allowed in the town hall, Kyle.
They'll let you in. They'll let you in.
I just need to run back to my office.
Yeah, so we're going to take a short recess. Do we need to vote on that?
Yes, I move that we
Take a
go
short
into recess to allow Mr. Verity to produce a signature document.
Second.
All in favor?
Mike Baptiste, aye.
Carl Schultz, aye.
Jane,
Julie Marie and I.
Sam Corbett, aye.
Jane Gleason, aye. Sorry.
Madam Chair, I move that the Wareham Planning Board come back into session at 7:33 PM.
Second.
All in favor?
Mike Baptiste, aye.
Carl Schultz, aye.
Sam Corbett, aye.
And Jane Gleason, aye. We are back in session.
So I just want to bring up one loose item on the entirety of this project. Back in 2022, the board had amended its stormwater management permit section of the bylaw. And at that time, you guys had required the applicant apply for the stormwater permit. It's not a matter of statute, so to speak, so it doesn't require the notice of public hearing or anything like that. But when you guys were going throughout the process, it kind of just got left where it was. So they had applied for a new stormwater permit, and then throughout the entirety of the project, there's just nothing said about the stormwater permit. So within your approval tonight, with a active stormwater plan, I think it might be appropriate for you guys to approve the stormwater permit as well.
Makes sense?
Is there any reason we wouldn't? I haven't read the stormwater plan lately.
I think the last revision to it was in 22 when you guys, I think it was fresh in everyone's mind at that point, and that's why there was a push to have the stormwater permit acted upon at that time, which initiated the refiling of the stormwater permit. But I haven't really looked at it either. But
Is there any consideration, Phil, that would make this a problem? I mean, at this point,
No, from our review in terms of the stormwater permit, this application would not be a problem, that if you didn't act upon it, they've met all of the conditions that would otherwise be there. It's actually, I guess I'm puzzled in that I've not seen this board act uniquely on a stormwater permit.
ever.
I don't remember ever
I didn't want to
doing
say ever, but in
Yeah.
recent memory.
yeah, I can't say since the time I've been in Wareham, you guys have acted on one.
it. My entire time
You're
on the board, I
special.
don't think we have. Yeah, Attorney Clavens.
So, we had looked at that newer MS4
Mike?
Oh, is the mic
Yeah,
on?
you just need a green light.
Sorry. We had looked at that MS4 stormwater management permit bylaw after it came to be, after we had filed our second permit application, and thought, since we're already getting a site plan review special permit, it covers stormwater management issues, it didn't seem like we needed a separate stormwater management permit. Ken Buckland felt very much to the contrary and pointed us to applicability language that even if you don't have a point source stormwater management discharge, that if you are creating a new development that's 1 acre or more, you need this. So we said, okay, as Phil said, we didn't think it required anything more than we were already doing. We were already complying with the state stormwater management standards as incorporated in the site plan review materials. So we did fill out the application and resubmitted the same plans and just for this other ministerial permit. So, you know, if
We've never, I mean, we've had subdivisions, we've had other solar projects. This has never come up.
Madam Chair, if I may, so when we first came on board, we brought that exact same opinion that was just represented as former Director Buckland. We said the bylaw specifically says these applicants need to get a stormwater permit. So the way he just expressed Ken's former opinion, we actually agreed with that. But when we brought Ken that information during our very early days with this board, with the town, he said, no, we put them together with the applications and there's no separate administrative process for the stormwater. To the point that if you go back to some of our earlier letters that we issued as engineering peer reviews, it was one of the applicant needs to provide commentary on the stormwater management permit, and Mr. Buckland sort of rolled those all into your ultimate decisions.
I just think the fact that they've applied for the stormwater permit, it warrants a vote to close it. As
Do they apply to us for the stormwater permit?
yeah, it's section 1260 of the zoning bylaw,
Who knew?
which is what Ken
Well,
directed us.
except that I would have thought that the permit, who's the permit granting authority? We are?
Yes.
We've never discussed.
Well, I guess because it's
it's-
always been tied into the project as the
Yeah.
So
stormwater
let's
requirement.
close it clearly for this,
Yeah.
but you guys should get your heads together, and I'm looking at you.
Yep.
What do we do going forward? We should just be consistent.
Yeah, we
Or
should.
do we need to change the bylaw? Now's the time to update the bylaw.
Well, and I think we're in year 8 of our MS4 permitting, so that requires a review of what we've
Okay,
been doing.
so give me the motion and I'll make it.
I think you just need to make a motion to approve the MS4 stormwater management permit.
I move that we approve the MS4 stormwater management permit for 26/7/025.
Second.
All in favor?
Mike Baptiste, aye.
Carl Schultz, aye.
Julie Moran, aye.
Sam Corbett, aye.
And Jane Gleason, aye.
And
Whoa,
if this is something we need to do, then we need to do it going forward consistently on all applications. And Mr. Cudero, I would support you putting that back into all of your peer reviews, reminding us.
I'd like to
And then
see
we
the
could discuss it and
application, too.
ignore it, but it,
Have we,
You
do
can
we,
make
have
the
we ever
choice.
seen the application?
The
I don't think so.
bylaw is pretty clear on it, so they're representing it correctly, in my opinion, as well.
Me and Phil can sit down and talk about how to bring it back, if you will.
Okay.
or change the bylaw.
Yeah.
Now's the time. We're rewriting the bylaws, so.
Yeah. Who else would do it, though?
All the I mean, we've had how many subdivisions that
Well, it's interesting because in the town bylaws, there's a huge section about that.
Right, as required by the MS4
That's right.
permit, or
That's
the
right.
program.
Yeah. Interesting. Okay, 1260.
I have the
Gotta
rest
look
of
at
the
those.
document over here, Carl.
See, they're not kidding.
send me a copy, please, for my record.
Yeah.
Can I bring up something under,
Wait,
let's call
let's.
it liaison report?
We're almost
Yeah,
there.
I'll
We
wait.
can-
Yeah.
And we can let these guys
Yeah.
Yeah.
go about their lives.
This is their life.
Right, what did I know? You just lost
This
part
is
of
our
your,
life.
Go back to
part of
Boston
your agenda.
and travel back up 24 back to Boston.
So I guess we're done.
Yeah.
You're welcome to stay.
Thank you.
Thank you again for
Yeah,
the.
thank you.
So have you got a shovel in the car? You're going to go right out to the site and start digging?
We gotta call David Fletcher first.
Before you change your mind.
Right.
Gosh.
Golden spade in the trunk.
Right.
Thank you again.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Right.
Thank you.
All right, so,
Okay, under liaison reports, I have 2 outstanding invoices from the Barrett Planning Group. One for $16,000, which I wouldn't need your approval for after tonight. Thank you for that. But I also have one for $30,081.20, which does require your approval.
And it is for what?
The recodification of the zoning.
No, but what was don't we get detailed itemized bills, and what work did she do for $30,000?
does she give you a narrative?
I have her invoice right here. Steering committee meetings, $30,000. And then $81.20 for mileage to and from Wareham.
How many steering committee meetings?
We've had half a dozen now, probably.
At
So
how
that
much a
covered-
meeting?
Oh, so that was,
She doesn't give us itemized bills?
are those the first two,
Okay, I'm not going
are
to,
these the
No,
first two
so-
bills,
I don't
Josh?
have-
No, these are bills number 4 and 5.
4 and 5, that would make sense.
I've paid two for 4,500, and I paid one for 5,000.
Okay, so these are the big ones, okay.
all right, so you guys are satisfied that she did $30,000 worth of work?
Yeah.
If you want the town to pay for it. You can be unsatisfied and then have the town pay for it.
No,
Oh, no.
This is the state paying.
yeah,
No, I know.
yeah.
Your other pocket.
She has a team too, it's not just her.
Yeah.
So what's the invoice number and date?
I just like more detail in the future from them. Like how many meetings did they have?
We've sent out a whole second version of the draft that they've completed.
Yeah.
That would be, everything they've worked on.
Yeah, but normally consultants have line item bills,
Sometimes they have actually hourly,
hourly, yes.
keep hourly rates.
Steering committee meeting, second draft, full bylaw, project management, community meeting, and presentation. And so she has itemized under this 30,000.
Yeah, but how many hours for each and,
That's lawyer and engineer talk. We never did hourly.
you didn't provide itemized bills for your
Not
drawings?
unless we were on an hourly rate, and that was rare. We were usually on a percentage of we had a flat fee, and we would give percentages of how much work was done. If we
Okay, and
told
I'm-
people how many hours we worked,
No, okay.
it'd be way beyond.
No, so, so I'm familiar with percentage of completion. What percent complete does this represent? I move that we authorize Josh Farady to sign invoice number,
I'm just going to have you guys sign it.
oh,
The 30,000 one.
I
and then
move
there's
that-
one that you can sign, right?
Okay.
yeah, just give me the number. I'm going to make a motion, please, the invoice number or date.
Yeah, so and I'll give you the 16,000 too. So invoice number 1,794 in the amount of 16,290 and 60 cents, which was invoiced on May 13th, 2026.
I move that the planning board vote to accept said invoice and sign the authorization for payment.
You want me to give you the other one too?
We don't have to. You can do that one.
Oh, that one
Oh,
was
it's-
That was the,
16,000.
that was the
Oh,
small.
you did it.
Yeah,
I'm
it
sorry.
flipped.
That
All right,
was,
so the 30,000.
We don't have to sign anything on this one.
yeah.
Invoice number 1,813 in the amount of $30,081.20 invoiced on June 22nd, 2026.
So I move, for the record that the planning director just read, that we accept that invoice and authorize payment.
Second.
All in favor?
Mike Baptiste, aye.
Carl Schultz, aye.
Julie Moran, aye.
Sam Corbett, aye.
And Jane Gleason, aye.
This,
Anything else?
So why don't we adjourn?
Make a motion, we adjourn.
second,
All in favor?
aye.
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 Aye. Time is it? 7